And now, marine weather around Alaska.
Starting off with tomorrow's forecast map here. Not much going on out over the Bering Sea. Very weak low here in the central Bering. High pressure down over the Aleutians. So pretty light winds all across this area. Weakening system edging eastward here, bringing some moisture and increasing clouds slowly into the central interior. Scattered showers here. Kuskokwim Valley back in across the Yukon, or the Kuskokwim Delta. Bristol Bay rain, Kodiak Island, spreading up in toward the Alaska Peninsula. Mostly sunny, dry, light winds for the Panhandle, extending up the east side of the state. And that kind of gives way to more of a cloudy condition with some shower chances here for the eastern interior. Main shower chance will be along this trough in the central interior. Extends down toward Minchumina and around Denali Park there. Otherwise, northerly flow here starting to dry it out once again tomorrow afternoon and evening here for southern Alaska. That offshore flow. This low spreads rain into the southern Panhandle tomorrow night and the next day. Otherwise, the coastal water forecast here, west-northwest winds at 10 to 15 knots on the south coast, and the north coast, more variable lighter winds at about 10 knots there. Inside waters, light variable winds, 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 feet. And for Thursday, southeast winds 20 knots on the south coast now, seas up to 6 feet. Southeast 15 with 6-foot seas for the central coast and the north coast. East at 10, seas 5 feet. Southeast winds for the inside channels there, 10 to 15 knots with seas 2 to 3 feet. Prince William Sound, light east winds tomorrow at 10. Variable at 10 for the eastern North Gulf Coast. The west side here, northwest or northeast at 15. East winds 15 knots for the Barren Islands and Kamishak Bay, and southern Cook Inlet northeast at 10, northwest at 10, north of the Forelands. And for Thursday, west-southwest breeze at 10 knots for Cook Inlet, northeast at 10 for Prince William Sound. Variable winds for the eastern North Gulf Coast, no more than 10 knots, and north at 15 for the west side. Barren Islands, Kamishak Bay, looking at northwest winds at 20 knots. Could be some higher gusts, especially for Kamishak Bay in the afternoon with seas 5 to 6 feet. Kodiak Island, light variable winds tomorrow with seas running 5 to 6 feet. Alaska Peninsula, west-northwest, 15 to 20 knots. West at 20 with 7-foot seas for Bristol Bay. And for Thursday, for the peninsula here, west-northwest winds at 20 knots with seas running 4 to 7 feet. West at 20 knots continues for Bristol Bay with 7-foot seas. Kodiak Island, northwest winds 15 to 20 knots. And for the eastern Aleutians, for Unalaska Island, west-northwest wind at 20 knots. Nunmak Island, variable at 10. Adak and Atka, east winds 15 to 20 knots. Western Aleutians, east to northeast winds at 10 to 25 knots. And for the day Thursday, out western Aleutians, variable winds 10 to 20 knots, seas up to 8 feet. Adak and Atka north at 15, and the eastern Aleutians north to northwest winds 10 to 15 knots. And for the southwest coast, we've got small craft advisories here south of Nunivak Island, where winds will be out of the northwest at 25 knots for Wednesday. Yukon Delta Coast, St. Lawrence Island, northwest at 15, north 15 in Norton Sound, northwest 20 for the Pribilofs with a 7-foot sea. West 20 with 7-foot seas for St. Matthew Island. And for Thursday, for the Pribilofs, northwest 15 knots, southwest at 20 knots for St. Matthew Island. Small craft advisories continue here for the Kuskokwim Delta Coast, northwest at 25, west 20 for the Yukon Delta Coast, west at 15 for St. Lawrence Island and Norton Sound. Up north, variable winds, or actually south winds at 10 knots here for the eastern Beaufort Sea coast. North at 10 to 15 for the central and western coast, and the Chukchi Sea, north winds 15 to 20 knots with seas running 5 to as high as 8 feet. And then for the day Thursday, those winds swing around to the south at 15 knots there for the Chukchi Sea. Light southeast breeze on the western Arctic coast, west at 15 on the central coast, and the eastern Beaufort Sea coast looking at north to northwest winds at 15 to 20 knots.